Voldemort, you know who this is. It's my mom.
Hi, Greg.
Don't say that name. You wanted to know why the Super Bowl was super boring and why no one really liked it.
Yes.
That is a loaded question. This guy right here on the screen here, Tom Brady. I gave you sort of a little bit of a brief history and whatnot beforehand.
Because I know nothing about football.
Tom Brady is an interesting sort of character. He was the 199th pick in the NFL draft in the 6th round, which isn't a very high pick. He only had 3 attempted passes his first year, one of which was completed. The following year, he led the Patriots to the Super Bowl because their starter, Drew Bledsoe, got hit by rival New York Jets, had internal bleeding. Brady took over the job. He did well enough to do better than their then franchise quarterback, led them to the Super Bowl. They didn't make it to the Super Bowl the next year, but then they won the next 2. So now he's got 3 rings in basically 5 years of playing, which is pretty darn impressive. That tuck rule in that first year I showed you. What did you make of that play?
After watching it multiple times and from the different angles, I don't think so.
They lost to the Giants a few years later, again. During that sort of time period a little before, there was that Spygate. Brady technically isn't the one video recording things, but he's the leader of the team. He's won all those Super Bowls. Fast forward to 2015, you have Deflategate going on, which you sort of remember a little bit.
I remember that being on the news, yes.
Brady doesn't really have a say what the footballs are. He's playing the game. It's who's ever on the sidelines. But so I don't think he should have been suspended his 4 games, but like I said, he's been successful. He's considered the golden boy of the NFL because he's just any little hit on him. It's flag, throw it. So for him to be suspended by Commissioner Roger Goodell, who's also not really well liked. So it's sort of fans don't like Roger Goodell, but they also don't like Brady as well. So sometimes you're torn oh, well, did Brady really deserve that? I don't like Brady as a Jets fan, but I don't think he should have been suspended those 4 games. But they beat the Seahawks on that interception where Marshawn Lynch should have had the ball and run it. And that gave him his 4th Super Bowl after failing to get that 4th one against the Giants 2 times. Then they would go on and come back from 25 points down to stun the Falcons in overtime. And then they would lose to the Eagles last year, and then this past season they beat the Rams, which now gives him his 6th Super Bowl. Now ties them with the Steelers for most Super Bowls all time. Considering going into this game, the Rams were supposed to have one of the best offenses in the game, one of the best running backs. Neither Tom Brady or Jared Goff had a touchdown. They both had an interception. What did you notice about Todd Gurley and his stats?
I noticed that he didn't do much in that game. Not much was accomplished.
How many yards did he get?
35.
On how many times did he touch the ball?
Only 10. I can even see that was bad. So this is why they said the game was a yawner.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had
nothing was going on.
Yeah, nothing was going on. No score in the first. Only 3 points in the second quarter. Third quarter, the Rams tied it up 3-3. And then in the 4th, the Patriots put up 10 points, which I guess was a little more exciting.
And I had asked you, did the game at least seem to get a little bit exciting at that point? And you said no.
No one wanted to see Brady win a 6th Super Bowl. Everyone's sick of him doing that. He's been to 8 straight AFC championship games. Rams offense, who's been high octane almost all year, failed to show up. Other than Julian Edelman having 140 yards on 10 catches. So people were just sick of this game at this point. So even though the Patriots put up 10 points in the 4th, which is a decent amount of points to put up in a quarter.
Yeah, because I can remember just scrolling through Facebook and the comments were just yawn, boring, I'm done with this game, and I was just
and then by the time
what's
they won,
going on?
And also with the Super Bowl halftime show, people wanted the SpongeBob Bubble Bowl, and they only played it for 10 seconds, and then they cut to a bunch of garbage. And the halftime show, some people said, was more exciting than the actual game.
That was going to be my next question.
And the halftime show was a piece of crap.
It wasn't even.
It was
exciting.
one of the worst halftime shows of all time.
So fans just had a horrible
day. It was just an awful night.
Okay.
So does that answer?
That answers my question.
Yeah, it was just
thanks.
boring. People didn't want to see Brady win.
Yeah.
It was just people weren't getting what they wanted.
Okay. Thanks, Joe.
All right.
Next time.
All right. Cool.